you think it's different because your home is left standing? Is why you're able to talk about it? Or
Yeah, I
no?
think if my home wasn't there, I think it'd be way worse. I mean, like, I can only imagine.
But you have a different issue with it. I mean, you talked about it almost like a survivor guilt
Yeah. Yeah, you feel bad because, like, man, I made it, they didn't. It's terrible.
because, yeah, especially once the rebuilding starts, it's labor, materials, and I mean, we were talking about it. A lot of this, I think, a good friend of yours also said it's probably going to be 3, 4 years.
Can be. He said it could be
Yeah,
because of, by the time you get it cleared out, permits, architect, the actual building, and you got to think about this. If everybody builds in that area, I mean, is there enough contractors for that? I mean, that's the whole thing is what's the weight going to be? I mean, like I said, even though like mine is it's damaged and it's going to be needed repaired, and we don't know, we can't tell like how far into the roof did it get. I don't know how far it got in. So is that going to be like they're going to have to tear down part of my back house to get out anything that's burnt? I don't know. I'm not a contractor, so I don't know. So
and
that's
you have to contend with all this while just living life every day.
yeah, it's like we're very thankful for the people who have let us stay at their house, but like I said, it's you're staying at someone's house. And it's a nice house. Don't get me wrong, it's a very nice house, but it's not, you know, like I think my house is a dump kind of, like it needs paint and stuff, stuff like that. We've been working on it forever, it seems like, but you know, it's your house.
Yeah.
It's, it's small. Like the place I'm staying, the the kitchen and the living room is bigger than my whole house.
Damn.
So it's like it's cool, but it's not my house.
Yeah.
I like my little small little house. I like I miss my neighbors. You know, like you miss saying hello to your neighbors. Like where we're at, the people are very nice, but they're not my neighbors.
Yeah.
You
And you
know,
had that type of community? I mean, well, if you were the way you talk about it, seems like you did have that type of
yeah, we were
community.
like, look, like one of my neighbors, Hector. I would hang out with him a lot. We became good friends over the years. Great human being. Him and his family, such nice people. Like they would come over for dinner and stuff like that. But I mean, even like Jarvis, I would see him. We talk. Like I remember the day his wife got her new car. We're over there checking it out. I mean, it's like your neighbors.
Yeah.
It's like Eleanor. We always see her out in front. She'd be watering the lawn. I mean, it's just like we were pretty tight. You know what I mean? It's not like we had block parties and stuff like that, but you know, Jack, my neighbor Jack, every day he walked down to the liquor store, feed my dog peanuts. So I mean, it's like you just all those people, like Moya, down a couple of doors down from us. I mean, they had a party. We went over there. I mean, it's my old neighbor Billy who moved. She rents the house now. She used to bake and bring us baked goods.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's like
Yeah.
yeah, it's good set of neighbors, man. Nice people.
And you've been there for 12 years.
12 years, and some of those people they probably been there for 40 years. Because George, my one neighbor, I bet you he's been there for 40 years.
Uh-huh.
So most of the people
Damn.
like half the people on our block have been there for a very long time.
Right.
So we're like the newbies, but
12 years and
half
newbies.
the block's been there for a long time.
How many of them do you think are going to come back?
I don't know. I mean, Jarvis said he's going to rebuild. Jack says he's going to rebuild. Hector says he's going to rebuild. So they'll come back. Some other people, I don't know if they'll afford to come back. I don't know if they can because when you have a total loss, sometimes then you become underinsured. Because one thing that I've read this on the I heard this on the radio is where nobody updates their policy every year. So like your house is worth 500,000 when you buy it, but then 10 years later it's worth 2 million. Well, no one says 2 million because they don't want to pay.
The taxes
Yep,
for the
yeah.
reassessment. Yep.
So a lot of people didn't do that, and if you totally lost it, well, you're only going to get 500,000, and that may not cover the rebuild cost.
No, especially with inflation, if you let it go long enough.
Yep. So that's going to be interesting for some people. I mean, I'm sure there's some people that'll take that money and add some, but there's people that are not going to be able to do that.